Haven't seen Berto on FanFries in a while, but I mean, this man deserves so much respect. Always going to be bringing some kind of fun right here. And his Kanto team, he just plays Kanto and he still wins. And that's why I enjoy watching Berto battle so much. He gets into some crazy shenanigans, but at the same time, he always fights for that spirit of Pokemon. Play what you want. You can make a team work out. I mean, that's just a lot of it. Like, a lot of my channel is representing Berto as much as Berto is representing me. It's just one of those things where you just watch it happen. And yes, it's a stockpile Victory Bell. Oh my goodness, we are already next level. Like, stockpile is an amazing move, and Victory Bell gets it. And its tankiness is really interesting like that. So right now we're looking at free stats on this Victory Bell. Is there going to be another one? Oh, except Volcarona is not a Pokemon for that. Throwing out the Toxic. Getting a switch right there. That works out. Volcarona is a devastating Pokemon when it gets going. And that's going to kind of be bad for the +1 on the defense we already have in Victory Bell. Yeah, solid Fire-type Pokemon setting up might be problems. And we're going to see what Victory Bell does to respond to this Volcarona. That's Quiver Dance. Now we're on neutral right here. But that is... Ooh... bold. That is very bold right there. So understanding, well, Volcarona is going for stats, so why not me? I'll go for stats, and we'll just see what happens. Volcarona's first hit is going to be massive, but Victory Bell will have a little bit of edge right there, and I guess you're just playing out that poison. You know, you get that extra turn, you don't let Volcarona go too free, and then it might eventually go down. So taking the Fiery Dance right there. So it's +1 versus +2. Victory Bell's super effective hit. It will tank it out. But Volcarona gets a special attack, and Victory Bell gets another stockpile. Ooh. Not getting good luck right there. Like, the Fiery Dance going, not awesome. Also, I guess anticipating a Quiver Dance from the opponent going to the straight aggro. A little unfortunate right there, but Victory Bell showing it can survive quite the mess. Like, that's a lot of damage coming from that Volcarona. Has it, ooh, protect. Fancy. That is going to show right there another Fiery Dance. Victory Bell is going to protect itself. Stats, I mean, the Volcarona with the leftovers. Bit more bulk, bit more into that Quiver Dance. Starting to take down from that poison. And Victory Bell is getting a little bit out of this, but it's in a really interesting spot right now. Like, if there's a Flash Fire Pokemon, that'd be so free. But giving up the Victory Bell in response for getting a good amount of damage on the poison at the end of this turn. So at least Volcarona can't stay in forever. And since it only has +1 the Quiver Dance, it can be responded to with something like the Jolteon. So we might be able to pull ourselves out of this one. And again, Victory Bell, it held its own against a Fire type. Ooh, Snorlax. Alright. Berto, how you going to represent with the Snorlax? Interesting. Volcarona switching out right there. And Snorlax getting good against the Fire Dances into the Power Punch on the Gallade. Not very effective right there. But Snorlax will be gaining the attack. Oh, Snorlax has to switch out against that Gallade, though. That's a close combat. That's a fighting type move that you do not want to eat. And it will be the Mega Gallade. But Gengar, pretty free on this unless there's a Zen Headbutt prediction. That could be absolutely devastating. Drain Punch. Doesn't affect Gengar. Gengar throwing out the Hypnosis, getting it. And that's going to make things pretty interesting. I mean, Gengar has the Shadow Ball. That's going to wreck. But all kinds of fun stuff can happen. I mean, we are so early on in this battle right now. So Gengar throwing out the Sludge Bomb. Trying to see what will hit. Sludge Bomb's going to hit pretty solidly. And that's the Asleep right there. So Gengar looking for that switch. But at the same time, it's safe either way. Like, alright. Expecting Gallade's going to switch. Doesn't switch anyways. That's just fine. And there we go. So now we're getting into X-Eliminator. That's a thing. Ooh, Gengar with the Hypnosis. I mean, this isn't even Mega Gengar, and it is shutting down right now. Has the solid speed. That is going to be the sleep. Now, Gengar also hits really hard on this Shadow Ball. So, wow. Gengar really pulling through. 2-hit KO. Looking likely. Oh, that's going to be the Wake Up into the Zen Headbutt. Gengar, actually, yeah, I was about to say if Gengar has a Focus Sash, it's going to be bad, but I mean, even then, or it's like Bullet Punch afterwards. So the Wake Up and Zen Headbutt going to be big, but Jolteon comes in. I mean, Jolteon can carry a Shadow Ball. It's not going to get stabbed, though. So Bullet Punch, Jolteon, maybe Breaking Sash, trying to get the damage it can. Jolteon, there's a Shadow Ball. I mean, It's one of those few Pokemon that just stick by it, and it will be enough damage. Gotta have Life Orb or Choice Specs then, because we didn't see that on the Gengar. So Life Orb Jolteon, gonna make up for some of that damage. And now we are going into the Snorlax. Jolteon, gonna have Toxic. Wow, also bold. I thought I would have scared Berto for life off of never throwing a Toxic at a Snorlax, because I mean, I run immunity to Snorlax just for those reasons. There's the Crunch. Jolteon's actually going to survive it pretty well. A little bit of toxic damage, so Jolteon's going to pick away at the Snorlax, and it might turn into something. Oh, right! Berto's the madman. He's got the Speedy Wish Jolteon, and he does some fun with that. So, gets the Wish into the Earthquake, but that just left open some opportunities depending on what Snorlax was going for. Kind of freeing up right there. Jolteon going down could be a bit of a problem looking at the opponent's team, but overall, you know, there's going to be the Toxic. And now we are going to be going into the Dragonite. Solid. So yeah, Snorlax doesn't want Dragonite to set up in its face. That could be really bad. And the response to that is going to be the Whimsicott. That's actually a solid response, because you can't hit it with Stab since it's Fairy. Well, nothing. You don't really carry Flying type moves either. Like if Berto goes and pulls out like an Aerial Ace, I'm going to lose my mind. Oh no! The Encore into the Dragon Dance. Locking it in right there. I mean, could be worse. Could have been like a Leech Seed, break the multi-scale. So Dragonite has an opportunity to switch out of this, but that's kind of it. So Encore on Whimsicott will get a nastiness out of that Prankster. Going into Snorlax. Snorlax shouldn't care too much. So there's Leech Seed. It is percent health. And the Encore is annoying. So I'm going to see where this goes. Yeah, like Snorlax... Like, percent health is like one of the worst things it can deal with, but the Moonblast from the Whimsicott, go try to do a little bit of damage, doesn't do anything to the Snorlax though, and Snorlax still wants to set up on that Power Punch. I guess it's just playing, because like, if you get Encored, Power Punch isn't the worst thing ever, and if you don't get Encored, now you have free stats to pretty much do whatever, and Power Punch does come through pretty solid, but again, the Leech Seed is way too much. It'll add up, and it'll get too scary. So that's a Moonblast. The Whimsicott going for damage. Going to try to take out the Snorlax directly. There's another Power Punch. So +2 right there. Getting a little bit more damage. Not really too much. But again, like Whimsicott has throughout the Encore, I'd feel. If not, still going to be its own little thing right here. So Whimsicott might get greedy. Might want that damage. Like another Leech Seed, a couple more Moonblasts. That could get pretty massive. And Whimsicott doesn't really have much to worry about right now. So there's the Moonblast, Snorlax. Wow, that's starting to add up, but it keeps getting the Power Punch. That actually hurt. Critical hit, bit more damage. I don't know what Snorlax is going for right now. Like, I don't really know where Snorlax gets the win. I guess you're just playing your opponent right now. You're going for that 1-for-1. Actually, if you knock out the opponent, then the Leech Seed doesn't matter. So I guess maybe going for the conversion right here. So healing up a massive amount off of that Leech Seed. Snorlax takes the Moonblast. I was about to say, Snorlax survived that. I wonder what the odds were. I wasn't paying attention to how much like specific damage Snorlax was taking. But there we go. Hitmonlee comes in, gets the Fake out. Tries to slow down the Whimsicott just a little. And Hitmonlee has the Poison Jab. Poison Jab is going to absolutely wreck the Whimsicott right there. That's what we got. So didn't go for the Encore. Didn't try to stop that on the Fake out. Decided that the Moonblast might be enough to make something matter. And now the response is Snorlax into Hitmonlee. Is this battle over? Like, close combat. That's shut down. Volcarona comes in. Hitmonlee wrecks it. Also, gotta love Fake out on that Hitmonlee, man. It works so well. And then you just go into shenanigans and damage. Now we have Mina. Mina, ooh, alright. Don't see my loading too often. That comes in. Hitmonlee, just throwing out the close combat. Keep getting the damage down. Not quite a two-shot, though. That's a little unfortunate. Oh, man, also Hitmonlee's, like, made of glass right now. Into the Rocky Helmet. Scald, double the damage. Oh, that is going to be Hitmonlee surviving, but getting burned. Unlucky. Surviving, it's going to be able to do something. So, Poison Jab. Fishing for that poison, might as well. Like, you're not KOing. Go for the long term. There we go. Trading the status. That's the most Hitmonlee's going to get out of this. Now the battle is actually getting a lot closer. Some weird stuff going on. Oh, into the rest, though. That's fancy. Alright, so sleeps, comes healthy. And that's going to get rid of the poison, but, oh wait, the Marvel Scale. Marvel Scale is going to kind of matter. It is Marvel Scale, right? It gains defenses when he has status, and no Chesto Berry. I mean, that's one of the reasons why Milotic gets terrifying, is that it can put itself into sleep and get tankier. And it also has Sleep Talk. So, Sleep Talk Scald, it gets the rest though. And then Dragonite's going to keep on Dragon Dancing. It's going to gain enough stats at some point, and that's Dragonite. Like, it'll snowball, and scary things will happen. So, sleep on the Milotic. What are we going to roll right here? I mean, Scald, not bad at all. Icy Wind, not the worst. Like, I mean, Dragonite takes some damage, even though it's 4 times super effective. Not going to matter. Speed Drop's only going to put it at, like, non-Dragon Dance level. So, you're only losing 1 on speed when you have a speed boost. Not bad. Outrage. Going for the commit right there. There's the Rocky Helmet. There's the Wake Up into Rest. Oh, no. So, that's actually interesting, because the Rocky Helmet's going to apply twice now, because you got to go for those 2 hits. I'm not really worried about the Scald unless it burns. Icy Wind could get bad. There's an Outrage. So, I mean, yeah, the next one's going to hurt, and then it's on to Dragonite. But I believe the last Pokemon should be Volcarona then, and that'll be easy on that +2. So, there's the Sleep Talk. Gets the Icy Wind. Oh, man, worst case scenario roll. Dragonite is not going to survive. Yeah, wow, the Milotic putting in some work, though. And Berto. Oh, man, I was like, wait, he doesn't have anything else. Berto goes down right there. And then the opponent winning it off the back of that Milotic. But, I mean, look at this team's. I mean, that's a loss you're okay with, I'd imagine. Especially if Berto's throwing it. Normally, he likes posting the loss, kind of showing you guys every part of Pokemon battling, that it is okay to lose. That you actually learn more from a loss than you do from a win. That the biggest advice I give players is go out and lose. The more you lose, the more you learn how to overcome it. And, I mean, the opponent's team, yeah, that's... Except for Volcarona, like, you don't see those Pokemon too often. They're not really seen as too strong. Like, Whimsicott, Milotic, definitely underrated. Mega Gallade, you don't see that often as well. And Berto coming through with his team. I feel like if it wasn't for the, Volcarona, that Victory Bell would have taken off. I love the Stockpile Victory Bell. I want to see more of that. We'll see that work out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this start to Fan Fry's solid single battle. And we'll get more into this. So if you guys enjoyed the video, I'll see you guys in the next Fan Fridays.